Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Alam ko po, medyo matagal akong nawala sa scene, but I was adjusting since back to work na po tayo and we need to report to school 3 times a week, so I needed to adjust my schedule. But anyways, here I am with a new video for my fellow teachers out there. But besides lesson planning, fellow teachers, ano ba ang pinaka-time consuming na ginagawa nating mga teachers? Tama! Checking of papers. So, since our modality of learning for this school year is either online, modular, or blended instruction, we can actually expect an even bigger bulk of papers, activities, quizzes, tests to check. I would like to share what I used last school year that really helped lessen my work or lessen the time that checking of paper consumes. This is not paid. I'm sharing this because I have seen the positive difference that this application can really make sa ating life, especially when it comes to time management sa ating mga teachers. So without further ado, this is how to use Zipgrade.
Let's get started. The first thing that we need to do is, of course, to download the Zipgrade mobile application from Play Store if you are an Android user and App Store if you are an iPhone user. Unfortunately, Zipgrade is not yet available in the Huawei app gallery. So simply search for Zipgrade, and here it is, the green dot with a check icon. So I've already installed mine. So if you haven't, just click install, and if you have, just click open. So the first thing that you need to do is to provide a valid email address. So that's going to be your username as well, and then create a password for your Zipgrade account. So please remember your password, since you will be using this as well to log in the website of Zipgrade. So when you're done, when you've already provided your email and your password and you've confirmed your password, just click I agree and then click register. But in my case, I'm already a Zipgrade user. I already have an account I created earlier, so I simply have to type in my account here, my password, click I agree, and then log in. So the moment you register, Zipgrade will send you an email, but you don't need to verify your account anymore. There's no verifying needed in your Zipgrade. So once you're logged in, you will see this. And of course, there is an offer for you to subscribe to Zipgrade to get unlimited scanning. So while you are not subscribed, you have to remember that you are only limited to 100 scans. So it's not paper, it's not students, it's 100 scan for 1 month. So when you're not subscribed, you're only going to be limited to that. But once you subscribe to Zipgrade, you're going to have unlimited scanning all year long. So if you're not yet ready to subscribe, simply click anywhere in your screen and it's going to disappear. So this is the tab, or these are the tabs you'll see in your Zipgrade app. So you have your quizzes, students, classes, tags, your cloud, your settings, and your help tutorial. So if this video doesn't help you much, you can always click the help and tutorials tab in your Zipgrade app, and you will have a lot of topics which you can click. Let's go back to the home page of Zipgrade. So let's do this from bottom to top. So settings, what is in your setting? So do you want the paper you're scanning to show the moment you scanned it? So if yes, you just click the box, tick the box. Between grading, meaning from one paper to another, there's going to be a wait time because the paper needs to show. But since I don't really want that, I do not tick that box. So one student ID or one paper per student, click that one. Warn before overwriting. For example, you've already checked that paper and you forgot. You checked it again. So a warning will pop up before it scans or rescans the paper. Hide score on summary. I suggest not clicking that one or ticking that one. Show corrected answer. Shutter sound. Vibrate on scan. Bright light detector. Focus requirement. I suggest just leave it at default. It's 5. And then sheet strictness, I also suggest leaving it at default, 0. So that's it for our setting. Once you're done, let's go to the cloud. So your cloud is where you log out if you want to log out your account. And also this is where you want to subscribe. And this is where the syncing happens. So the moment you're online via data or Wi-Fi, your data, your Zipgrade data will sync in their cloud. So whatever happens, whether you lose the actual papers or not, once you've scanned them, once you've synced your data, it's already safe in the cloud. So wherever you go, whenever they need it, it's accessible to you once you have data connection or Wi-Fi, or even if you don't, once it's already synced. So that's it for the cloud. Now let's go to the tags. So this basically functions as how tags function in social media. Now let's go and do the classes first. So you click classes, and of course on the upper right corner you have the new class. You click that and you key in the classes which you will be handling. So let's say the first class I'll be handling is 11 new. So that's the grade and the section, and then simply click OK. And then what if I have another class and this time it's 12 old? Key in and then OK. So it depends on how many classes you have. Key in everything in this tab right here in your classes. So let's pretend you're done with that. You should see all the classes you have here, and it's empty right now because you have no other data. So let's go now to the students. You see that the classes I created, 11 new and 12 old, are automatically seen here in your student section. That is because I chose to organize my students by class. But if you organize them by name, then it's not going to show. It's just going to show all students without grouping them according to class. So for easier use, choose by class. Now let's start adding students. Click again the new student with a plus sign, and then here you have to input the first name of your student, the last name, and the student ID. Zipgrade already gives you an automated student ID, but if you want to be extra OC, or if you just want to be extra and you want to code your students, so for example, all the grade 11 students starts with 1, you can do that as long as it's 5 digits. And then what class does Catherine Bernardo belong to? She belongs to 11 new. So once all the details are there, click OK. And automatically her name is under 11 new. Now I have another student I'll add. Once we're good with that, click OK, and you will find his name in his class. So that's basically it for your students. So if you have 200 students, you have to be extra patient because you need to encode them one by one. So once you're good, if you have so many students already, you can always click the search button and click them. So what will be inside the students' data are the quizzes that they have taken. Okay, now if you do this with all your students, if you patiently encode all your students' name and assign them a specific Zipgrade ID, every time you scan their papers or their works, the result will go into their student ID. So it's gonna go in one place. If you don't do this, you can still use Zipgrade without encoding the names of your students. It's still gonna save the result, but it's not gonna go into the name of the student. It's just gonna be in your system. So that's for the students. Now we go to the quizzes. So quizzes, you can also arrange by date or by name. So if you want to add your first quiz, click new quiz right there. Write your quiz name. I do coding, so I code my subjects. For example, one of my subjects this year is oral comp, so that's OC. And then what quarter, first quarter, and what test. So usually the first test that we do is the pre-test or the diagnostic test. So my first Zipgrade test will be OC, first quarter, pre-test. Now, the next thing that you need to do is to select an answer sheet. So again, click this one, select sheet. So Zipgrade already has already made answer sheets, but it's limited. It's only for 20 questions, 50, and 100. So if your need falls into these 3 categories, then you're good to go. If not, you will need to log into their website, which I will be talking about in our second video. The Zipgrade Ready answer sheets already meet your needs. So since it's a pre-test, it's 50 items. So I'm going to click the 50 question form. The code is 2. And I'm going to click that. So there you see that this is your chosen answer sheet. 50 question form number 2. The date is automatically there, but if you want to change it, you can. And now, for what class is this test for? Is it for 11 new or 12? You simply have to tick the class that will take this test. So if you're good with that, if you don't want to add tags anymore, I don't usually add tags, you can simply click OK. So the test is now created and ready. So the first thing that you need to do so you can check their test is to edit the key or the answer key. So is this your primary key? Some of the teachers, especially in mathematics, they do several versions of the same test to avoid cheating. So if you have several versions, then you can add a new key there, a version of the key. But if it's the usual test, which only has one answer key, then you're good with the primary key. So here, you key in your answer to all the items in your test. So click it like that. So you have your answer and the point assigned to it. So if there are multiple answers, you can click this one, add answer. Okay, but if again it's the usual, you need 1 point for every answer, and you see that all answers have 1 point here. But if you want to change it, you can always change it and make it 2 points there. So that's automatically gonna yield 2 points. But let's change that back. This is 0 because it doesn't have an answer. The moment you put an answer to it, it's automatic, it's going to be 1 point. So if you're good with your answer key, then you can just go back to the quiz page. But you also have a second option in how to do your answer key, and that is scanning. So if you have a prepared answer sheet already, which is the 50 item question or the 50 question form, you simply answer that already and you scan the key, and automatic it's going to key in your answers based on the paper or the sample paper. So the moment you scan their papers, the number of papers scanned will go here, so at least you can monitor if you've double scanned or if 1 or 2 students have not submitted. The number of questions, this is based on the answer key, and the average of the class. So right away, once you're done scanning all the papers, you know if the class did well or not because their average scores or their MPS will appear here. You can even see the standard deviation, the minimum score, and the maximum score percentage. You can review the papers you've checked. It's gonna appear here. This is how the item analysis will look like. So you can already see the correct answers in green. So there you go. We have the difficulty index over here.
So how do we scan using our Zipgrade app? Simply click Scan Papers and align the virtual boxes to the black boxes in the answer sheet, and right away the score will be there. So the yellow circles represent the answers based on your answer key, the red ones are the wrong answers, and the green ones are the correct answers. You can always view it as per question and not as an image. So if you think the scanning is poor, you can always erase the paper, change the student, or if you want to review the paper again, you can edit the answer if sometimes students make unnecessary marks on other circles and Zipgrade scans it. So you can change which one Zipgrade will count. So thank you very much for watching this first installment sa ating how to use Zipgrade. So you can download the app right away. So watch out for the second video, which will be talking about Zipgrade via website. So I will share to you kung paano ba gumawa ng customized answer sheets and paano gumawa ng item analysis na acceptable sa standards ni DepEd. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share this video, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you everyone. Be safe and let's continue learning.